Hello everyone and welcome to today's Crush the MCAT lesson on scientific notation and logarithms. Scientific notation is the compact expression of very small or very big numbers using the notation a times 10 to the n. A can be any number between 1 and 10. This simplifies math and makes it easier to do, especially on the MCAT. In order to write something in scientific notation, you need to move the decimal over to find a and then calculate the exponent that way. For instance, if I have the number 6,200, I need to move the decimal over to get 6.2. So I need to move it over 1, 2, 3 spaces. Because I moved it 3 spaces to the left, my exponent will be positive 3. So I'll rewrite this in scientific notation as 6.2 times 10 to the third. If I have a number like 0.0062, I need to move the decimal over 1, 2, 3 places to the right. This will make it negative, and this will be written as 6.2 times 10 to the negative third. So we can see here, positive exponents are used with big numbers like 6,000, and negative exponents are used with small numbers. Let's see some more examples now. Rewriting 67,000 in scientific notation, I need to move the decimal here over 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be 6.7 times 10 to the fourth. Rewriting 45 million in scientific notation, we know we're going to have 4.5 times 10 to the, and we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10 to the 7th. An easier way to do this is to remember that every time you have 3 zeros, this is going to be worth 10 to the third. So we can count here like this, 3 plus 3 plus 1. For 7 again. For this number here, again, we'll start with 4.3 times 10 to the, and we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10 to the negative fourth. Doing this again, finally with this last number, we have 9.1 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 10 to the negative seventh. Scientific notation math follows normal algebra rules. When you multiply the exponents together, you should add them, and when you divide exponents, you should subtract them. For instance, if we have 2 times 10 to the third times 3 times 10 to the second, this is the same as writing 2 times 3 times 10 to the third times 10 to the second. 2 times 3 is 6, and this number will end up being 10 to the power of 3 plus 2, so 10 to the fifth. For this equation with division, we'll subtract the exponents. So 8.4 divided by 2 is the same as 8 divided by 2, which is 4, and 4 divided by 2, which is 0.2, times 10 to the 6 minus 3 is 3. So this ends up being 4.2 times 10 to the third. When you want to add or subtract in scientific notation, you need to have the exponents match. For instance, with this equation, we need to change one of these numbers so that the exponents match so that we can add them together. 3.2 times 10 to the fourth can also be written as 32 times 10 to the third. Because we're increasing the size of this number, we need to decrease the size of this number. So when we add that to 3.5 times 10 to the third, we can take the 10 to the third out of the equation and rewrite this as 32 plus 3.5 times 10 to the third. And this will end up being 35.5 times 10 to the third. Again, we needed to have the exponents match in order to do this. Similarly, for subtraction, we need to rewrite this. Again, if we make this number bigger, we need to make this number smaller. So 65.6 times 10 to the fourth minus 2.6 times 10 to the fourth. Doing the same thing we did above and pulling the 10 to the power of 4 out of this equation, we have 65.6 minus 2.6 times 10 to the fourth. And finally solving this, we get 63.0 times 10 to the fourth. For extra practice, feel free to convert 35.5 times 10 to the third and 63.0 times 10 to the fourth into scientific notation. Next up, let's talk about logarithms. Logarithms express the exponent to which 10 must be raised to get that number. At least this is the case for logarithms in base 10, which will mostly be the logarithms on the MCAT. You may see natural logs which use e on the MCAT, but just stick with what you know from this slide and you'll be able to solve those questions too. So the easiest way to think about logarithms is using scientific notation. Scientific notation makes logarithms a breeze. The log of 1,000 equals 3, because 1,000 is the same as 10 to the third. If we do the logarithm of 10 to the 6th, it's just 6, because you need to raise 10 to the 6th in order to get 10 to the 6th. And the logarithm of 10 to the negative third is just negative 3. So if you were asked to find the logarithm of 100, you could just rewrite 100 into 10 to the power of 2, and then you'll know that the logarithm of 100 is equal to 2. It's as easy as that. In order to solve any logarithm question, you only need to memorize 2 logs. Log of 3, which is 0.5, and log of 5, which is 0.7. This works because logarithms can be broken up. If you are asked to find the logarithm of 5 times 10 to the third, you can break that up into the log of 5 plus the log of 10 to the third. So we already know that the logarithm of 10 to the third is 3. The log of 5, checking the logs that we need to memorize, is 0.7. So if we add these two together, we know that the logarithm of 5,000 is just 3.7. If you were asked to find something like the logarithm of 700, right off the bat, you know that the answer is going to be 2 point something, because we can rewrite this into asking the log of 7 plus the logarithm of 10 to the second, because 700 can also be written as 7 times 10 to the second. The log of 10 to the 2 is going to be 2. And the log of 7 is going to be a little bit higher than the log of 5. You don't need to know the exact number because the MCAT is a multiple choice test. So maybe we guess that the log of 7 is going to be something like 0.8. Therefore, our final answer will be 2.8 for the logarithm of 700. And this will definitely be close enough for you to get the correct answer on your MCAT. These rules don't change with negative exponents. If we were asked to do the logarithm of 3 times 10 to the negative third, we just stick with what we know. Again, this will be the same as the logarithm of 3 plus the logarithm of 10 to the negative third. The logarithm of 3 is 0.5, as we have memorized, and the logarithm of 10 to the negative third is negative 3. Putting this together, we know that the logarithm of 3 times 10 to the negative third is negative 2.5. Stick with these rules and you'll be able to solve any logarithm question on MCAT day. And that concludes our lesson on scientific notation and logarithms.